Hello there, everyone. Welcome to a new Let's Play with me, your host, Tim. And today, we will begin playing Shrouded In Sanity together. There'll be a little bit of prep here which you can skip by going down to the comment section down below, where there will be a pinned comment from me, allowing you to jump ahead to where we don't talk about the game for maybe like 3 minutes tops, I'm thinking. We'll talk about what the game is, how it plays, how far I got, why we're recording it, and any special stuff I'll be doing for the playlist here. So first off, what the heck is Shrouded In Sanity? Shrouded In Sanity is well, I guess you would consider it a game like The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. It's a isometric game in which we'll be playing a hero as they adventure through this not really haunted, but not really not haunted mansion. You'll see as we get going in it. I have beaten this game as well, so this will not be a blind Let's Play, thank God, or we'll spend hours walking around lost in this place. For this Let's Play, you should know that because it's the month of October, or September, or sometime in the fall, that I'm recording this because I want to play thematic games, or at least upload them during this time. And this game it's not perhaps that creepy, but it's still atmospheric, and it'll be a quick Let's Play, probably 3-4 videos or so tops, assuming I know what I'm doing. So, yeah, so I figured, why not? We can slip this in with the other recordings that we're doing and show off another game that I played. You should know that because this game is atmospheric, and because I'm doing talking in the other games I'm uploading this month, that this one won't have very much talking from me in it. I will read any text we find on screen, which is to say that if we examine things, I'll read that on screen. I will also do the dialogue between the main characters and so on, but otherwise, there will be very little other talking. What else is there about the game? Nothing else, really. I think I've about covered it. Beating the game. The game's going to be a little bit like Legend of Zelda, but much more slower paced, and I will be doing some very little talking in the game. Let's go ahead and sign us a contract, and we will begin. Today, by the way, everyone, so that you're aware, is January 26th, or 25th, 2019. So by the time this video gets uploaded to YouTube, it will have been about 9 months, or 8 months, since I last recorded this video series. So just a heads up that this game series is completely beaten by the time this video begins being uploaded. It worked perfectly. Now, if you're willing, I'd like you to sign this contract. It's simple, really. You fulfill this deed, and once completed, you'll freely walk the land. Something not many can say in this place. Just sign here. This legally binding agreement made on the day of May 18th, 1897, between the representative of Waltham Industries of one part, and something on the other. I think that's an empty spot for our signature. The second party, henceforth to be referenced as Weimar, will undertake the following. The Weimar will obey any and all commands of the representative of Waltham Industries. Segments 2 and 3 are completely illegible to us, written in some other language. 4. The Weimar will fulfill their obligation by devoting their full time and efforts to search out and destroy the source of the fog. This legally binding document will hold and aid the Weimar until such time as to be released from the services of Waltham Industries. Signed, Lord Waltham the 17th. We can refuse to sign this document, but the game ends at that point. Fantastic. Now, I will explain your new abilities before we head for the mansion. Okay, everyone. Welcome to the tutorial. I think I'll do a better job explaining the tutorial than the people here in the tutorial. So, let's cover the GUI, what we see in front of us, and then we'll get going. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see our hit points, represented by the number there and the red bar. Hit points, when you lose them, you do not recover them unless you use a health injection. The stamina that we have is the green bar located below that. Any actions we perform will drain stamina. Oh, and sometimes apparently we can take life damage. I think that's because I accidentally struck Waltham there. I didn't realize that was actually a thing that could happen. We have some healing injections which we can use, which will restore our life. It does not restore our life completely. I think it restores a percentage of it, but I'm not quite sure how much of it. The amount of injections we have is in the upper left-hand corner. You can see the amount of bullets we have for our gun in the middle section of that area. you can see another number below that, 100. That represents the length of time we can use our lantern for before we are unable to use it any longer. We'll have to find more battery acid to keep the lantern working. The lower right-hand corner, we can see the amount of vitae we have accumulated. Vitae is used when you pick it up by defeating enemies from their corpses. We also have the map name that we are currently on down there as well. We have our inventory, which shows all the items we have possessed. There will be very little reason for us to come to this section of the screen, however. We almost never need to look at the inventory unless we're curious about what our maximum health, stamina, injection vials, etc., what those numbers are, as we'll be able to improve those numbers as we play the game, and there generally is not any real way to find out what your maximum numbers are unless you go here. Okay, I think that about sums up just about everything that we need to learn about the interface we're seeing. Let's get adventuring. We can dodge. Dodging, you are immune to all damage while you are dodging, like these spike traps would have hurt us here. If we overuse our stamina, we will become exhausted. Once we're exhausted, we cannot actually perform any other actions until we are unexhausted. Stamina recovers more quickly if you are not trying to do anything, and you recover stamina quicker while not recovering other stamina. Hope that made sense. When our character is like this, with pistol raised, there is something hostile in the same room with us. We might not be able to see it at the moment. We can move the camera, by the way, around by using one of the analog sticks. We're able to guard attacks, and we're able to shoot enemies with our pistol. Blocking, as you can see, consumes stamina, though, for every hit that we block. Not everything can be blocked as well. If you wait till the right opportunity to shoot enemies, they will be stunned. To know what the right opportunity is, use your flashlight. When they turn blue, they will be vulnerable to a special attack. The only way you recover your life in this game is by the injections, I believe. You could technically, arguably, heal your life by upgrading your life later on in the game through ETH stones, which we'll learn about in just a few more seconds. You can hold as many health injections as you find, but if you die, you are reduced back to your maximum amount of health injections. Your health injections will refill whenever you talk to Waltham here, or whenever you die and he brings you back through use of the contract. All corpses in this game, well, let's rephrase, anything that you can kill in this game will give you vitae. It will stop glowing to let you know that you have searched the body. This enemy here is a butler. Butlers are finite in the game. There's only going to be so many of them. That one died very quick and easy for us. They are not normally that easy whatsoever. They drop a decent amount of vitae, and they often drop ETH stones. About 90% of them will drop these. Some set butlers will drop keys instead to help you proceed through the manor. You can parry enemies similar to the Dark Souls game. You have to be very good with the timing, however. It will stun them just as if you had hit them with your pistol at the right time. Now sleep, my Weimar, till we get to the manor. When interacting with an NPC, there's generally 2 options for you available, and some of them will have a third. You can talk with them to learn more about what's going on in the manor at this moment. In this case, with Waltham, we're able to sync our watches with him. This is the way the game saves. Similar to Dark Souls, whenever you save with Waltham, all the creatures will repopulate the dungeon. We can upgrade our health for 3 ETH stones, but we have none at the moment. Let's see what Waltham has to say now that we're here. Welcome to the Burlai Mansion, Valmar. Now that you are conscious again, allow me to give you a little advice to help you to fulfill your contract. Once you got accustomed to your current physical vessel, I suggest you explore the interior of the manor. The king and his 4 knights are all here somewhere. Attempting to escape is pointless. The fog has settled in, and neither of us nor the Beckoner can leave here. Explore to your heart's content. If you happen to fall, the contract will help me recover you. Now do what you were contracted to do, and slay the fog. Get to it. If you could spill some blood for me, I could find the inspiration. I was given no directions by that madman, so I had come here to ask for your help. I know it's a lot to ask, but I need to hear the song of blood. Blood sings to me. Can you hear it too? This gentleman was not here when I had beaten the game earlier. He's shown up once you've beaten the game. He offers you a mini-game to play, in which you kill certain amounts of enemies in a arena type of area to gain vitae. We might do this much later on in the game, but we're not going to do it for this video at least. These lit up circles, which you see here in front of us, this indicates that this area can be examined for some lore about what's happening here. It's a list of names, composed of names considered enemies of the Empire. The painting was hastily covered in black paint. The piano is fake. It's a painted single piece of wood. Both pianos are the same thing, I believe. These paintings were all smudged with black paint. book was left open at a page describing the cataclysm in the east. He was bled to death in this cold. Ah, I can tell you work for Waltham by the looks of ya. That is good business for me. Always plenty of a tie when Waltham is about. I got all the ammunition you need to solve your problems faster. You'll need them, considering the fog and all. I came here to deliver my supply for the third knight. You know him. He's the head of the arms division. He requires special ammunition for his custom weaponry. I often did business with him. But after I heard the screams and gunshots, I did not feel much like entering the manor. I'm sure you understand. For business, if you've got the vitae to pay for it. He will increase your bullets, as you can see. 3 for 250. Or 1 for 1,000. I'm sorry, for 2,500. Or 1 for 1,000. I think we'll hold off on buying any bullets from him. Increasing our max supply of bullets from him for a little bit, though. Your bullets, much like your health injections, are returned to their maximum when you die or talk to Waltham. They are only put back to your maximum if you talk to Waltham, if your current bullets are below your maximum. If you actually had more, you get to keep the more that you have collected. The book describes how to concentrate vitae into glyphs. The text here says the fog is here, its children too. Everlasting, still so cruel. Ah, one of Waltham's, About time someone got hold of this situation. I was guarding the high priest who was out on visit to the king when the servants beheaded him. I could not even draw my blade. I heard the screams from upstairs. I haven't heard screams like that since our misfortune in the Holy Lands. I took care of those servants, but now I'm stuck here, and the fog is not dissipating. I do have my potion kit with me. If you need help, just ask. For 3 ETH stones, you will increase the maximum amount of health injections you can carry by 1. The mark left by a sword. There are unusual black scorch marks around it. Ha 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 ha. Is this a joke? Are you supposed to make the fog kneel? Alright, if Walham thinks you're a good fit, I'll help you. You need it. I can reinforce your Iato for Yeatstones. I'm probably mispronouncing the blade's name. Iato cane? An eastern blade concealed inside a plain cane. Waltham Industries imported blades from the Eastern Union due to their superior durability and craftsmanship. Hiding it inside a cane allows the Weimar to carry this weapon without suspicion. We will never use it in cane form here. We will always have it just displayed. Blessed child of Angelus, I welcome thee. I urge you to stand fast against this wicked fog. For Angelus have mercy on us. He will save us. Could this be the punishment of the old god? Could this be the retribution for the church, for hiring that mass-murdering second knight? That monster hunted us down one by one, but we had no proof. No, Angelus is the only god, and he blessed the royal family. Forgive me, Angelus. I offer thee the blessings of Angelus, the god who listens, the god who keeps his children. To my knowledge, receiving a blessing from this priest in either form does nothing for you. If it does do something, I am unaware of what it does. Picked up an ejection there. Notice in the upper left-hand corner. Our health ejections say 3. Then we have a +1 under it, because we picked up an extra one. We will lose that one if we die. Or, obviously, if we use it. These paintings were hastily covered in black paint. That's an oddly marked spear. Despite the effort, I can clearly make out that this depicted a queenly figure. Blocked from the other side. It's hard to make sense of this formless corpse. It smells like a wet cat. Looks like their joy was cut short. He has bondages on his arm. This is quite obviously bolted shut. All the paintings in this hallway were removed. This strange tentacled creature that we just killed. This is one of the stronger creatures we will fight, one of them, and is an upgraded version of the Maid. All of the creatures in the game, to my knowledge, with the exception of the butlers, have an upgraded version of themselves, well, and the bosses, obviously. The upgraded version is generally tougher, will hit for more damage, has some other trickier moves to them, and is also worth much more of a tithe than the normal versions are. You can collect the vitae from the tentacles which are summoned by that creature, or any tentacles that you decide to destroy. However, they're not worth much vitae, and the effort of keeping this video somewhat, rather, to keep the farming to a minimum in this series, I will not be collecting the vitae from destroyed tentacles. I'm not going to try to bark like the pug we see here. I think this is a small nod to or rather a Easter egg for the company which created this game. I think they're like, it's Pug Games or Pug Industries, I think is the name of the company. While I'm interrupting, we can talk about the creatures for a little bit longer. The way the spawns work in this game is that the more insane you are, or the less sanity you have, the stronger the enemies will become, and the more of them that you'll get. Currently, for example, this room will have at least one, if not two, of those maids. We've killed one in her normal maid form, but the other one was in an upgraded form. This hallway might have had even more creatures in it if we had been even more insane. And all the forms might have been their upgraded versions as well. The mirror is reflecting nothing. Ah, you must be the new Weimar. Please don't be scared of my friend behind me. She is really friendly, actually. I was visiting here with my grandfather when the fog descended. My friend warned me in due time and showed me this safe spot. She also said you'll show up sooner or later, that the fog will be lifted when you finish your duty here. I can trade eat stones for Vitae, if you're interested. My friend has an unlimited supply. Take care, Weimar. You can buy eat stones for Vitae here. You cannot do it in the opposite direction. Eat stones generally are finite in nature. You're guaranteed to get one off most butlers, as I mentioned earlier. There's a small chance they'll drop on other creatures as well, with that chance being slightly higher for the tougher creatures. You can farm this game, if you so wish, to make yourself quite strong, but the stronger you make yourself, the tougher the game also becomes, because you get tougher creatures and more of them as you venture forward. Some of these creatures you will not even be able to harm, you just have to dodge them or get out of the way as they attack you. The cost of eat stones goes up for every time you purchase an upgrade for your character. We could carry around with us 100 eat stones and the price to purchase them would still be 6,000, but the moment you begin using them, their price goes up from Howard. I think Howard is H.P. Lovecraft's son in this universe. Grandson. all these books are of questionable nature, detailing sexual acts and illegitimate romances. These paintings were carefully covered in black paint. Impenetrable, unless sunken into madness. Impossible geometry. Silver Key grants access to the main reception rooms by the main entrance of the manor. The few words I can make out are grown, desired, and body. These enemies are a bit odd. They're not necessarily hostile to you. Every so often they release clouds of gas. The longer you keep them in the light, the more translucent they become. And if you hit them when they're very translucent, you will actually get rid of them. The fog, or incense, or dust, or whatever it is that they release, will hurt you if you walk into it for a decent amount of damage also. Try to avoid it if you can. Even more sexual acts. Obscene sexual acts. Looks like this place is a shrine to lust. Makes no sense, but this room looks like it was unattended for hundreds of years. Once I run out of health injections, I tend to try to make my way back to Waltham. I'm not confident that I can win a fight. I cannot, 2 battles at least, or 2 rooms in a row. Sometimes I get very unlucky. Or sometimes I'm just clobbered, not skilled enough to beat a room. This beheaded statue depicted the late queen. The bodies are still warm. These are human remains. The ancient Egyptian symbol related to their immortal ruler, Lotaeri. Childish drawings of a teacher alongside chemical notes. The book has cutouts of erotic images inside. Everyone in this room is one of the bosses we have to kill. One of the 4 knights, the king being the last and 5th boss we will fight. We're not going to fight him yet. I don't think we're ready to fight any of the knights quite yet. The order in which you kill the knights, to my knowledge, does not matter, but I will attempt to kill them in the order in which they are numbered. A blood-covered image of a queen, oddly nostalgic. We have 6,000 vitae. Let's purchase 3 ETH stones. Every upgrade you want in the game will cost you 3 ETH stones to improve your character. And to my knowledge, they all impact your sanity the same amount. They will all increase your rank 1 point. The exception to this is the bullet upgrade. To my knowledge, that does not increase your rank whatsoever. You can purchase as much bullets as you wish. I think, don't quote me on this, there might be an achievement for beating this game without any upgrades. I think you can get you get a passive upgrade. Like, I think it upgrades one of your stats whenever you defeat one of the knights anyway. If I'm making the game look easy, everyone, trust me, it's not that easy. I died many times in my first time playing the game to learn the enemy's patterns. the skull is at least 30 feet across. Opens to those who let go of their humanity. We have a bit to walk back, everyone, so we'll talk briefly here. There is a way to track your sanity. I believe it has something to do with whenever you die, an image of a clock will show up. I believe the hands on that clock are an indication of how much sanity you have left. To my knowledge, you do not lose the game if you lose all your sanity. The game is just really, supposedly, harder at that point, and it is, given the amount of enemies that you'll be fighting at that point. I think some of these locations change in that you're able to access new places if your sanity is completely gone. We saw an area down below which hints that we are able to go that way if we lose all our sanity. And the same with the strange impossible geometry room. I'm not sure what happens though for either of them, or even if I'm right. I did not reach max level, or if there is a max level. I did not reach the point of the game where I was considered to have lost all my sanity. Maybe we'll get a chance to do that in this video. Okay, everyone, let's go back to Walham. And I think we'll spend some of these gems at this point as well. These ETH stones. If we have 2 more, that can get us 6 upgrades. Let's keep adventuring without spending them at the moment, and see if we can get another 3,000 Vitae. We'll see if we can also do this by exploring new areas. I would like to make this a non-farming playlist. This journal details disturbing events that took place in Prussia in the year 1839. The narrator, called Daniel, willingly sacrifices his memories to face his fears. The contents of these books are unspeakable, indescribable, and utterly beyond sanity. The cosmos is pouring through the walls. Looking closely, these vines seem to move on their own. The carriages are completely overgrown and are rotting. Only the most insane would dare to walk into this fog. We're very close, everyone, to getting 6,000. I can think of a few more places we haven't been yet. Looks like he was killed by a well-timed gunshot and a stab from up close. Oh, another professional. Good. I began to fear cleaning up here would be up to me and my kin. You with Waltham of Vammer, right? When we arrived and was caught in the fog, my kin went ahead and scouted the manor. I know he is dead. Make sure you don't meet the same fate. This gentleman can improve our stamina for 3 ETH stones. They all seem to leave openings for a gunshot to make them kneel. thought we got a key from him. In fact, I'm pretty sure we did get the East Observatory key. The board is covered in detailed observations on a glorious city atop a meteoroid. The desk is littered with notes on an asteroid. Or meteoroid. The board details the altered course of this meteoroid. A poem detailing the fog that consumed the Eastern Empire. The fog is here. The rest is gone. Chemical notes on the makeup of the entity. The entity looks oddly familiar. This red mass resembles fish eggs. Now everyone, there is a door to the north of here. We're gonna take it. I just want to really stress to point this out, because the first time I played the game, I never noticed that there was something up here. And it took me another additional 8 hours to beat the game, as I combed through all the other locations 5 extra times looking for a way to make progress. This mass is pulsating. The way north of here is another one of the knights. We'll probably kill that one first, or make the attempt to do so, when I'm ready to make the attempt to begin taking them out. A queer corpse. It emits a foul smell. Looking to the eyes is oddly relaxing. Okay, everyone. I think we're ready to call this video quits. We're going to upgrade our character first, and then before we end this session. We have quite a few gems, enough that we can upgrade ourselves. How many times is that? 8 times, I believe. When I last had played through the game, I reached a max level of 16 before I had beaten the game. The game becomes much more difficult again as we upgrade our character, just as a heads up. I think to start, we will upgrade our weapon. And yes, I'm upgrading it 4 times. Each time will increase the damage it does by 25 points. Next, we will grab a upgrade for our injections. It probably goes without saying that that is the upgraded version of the Axemen that we had seen. We are much more likely to begin encountering them because we are now have some upgrades to our character. These are particularly nasty because of that special move, which reverses all your controls and flips the camera. You can block it by holding up your weapon though. Whenever it does that ability, it is also vulnerable to a gunshot. We have 3 more upgrades left. I think we'll upgrade our stamina twice and then our health once. Every upgrade of your stamina increases by 15 points. It's the same for your life as well. Alright everyone, that'll do it for us. Thank you guys for watching, In the next video, we'll begin killing the bosses. We can probably kill at least 2 in the next video. I will see you guys then. Thank you all for watching, and take care, everyone.